Thank you, Chair. Respected Chair, delegates and dignitaries. On behalf of Minister of Health and Population, I'm pleased to be here to share some of the findings of one study that we had to explore the possibility of the snake anti-venom production in Nepal. And basically, in my presentations, I'm talking about a bit of country context. What is the country context about snake bite and the snake bite treatment systems? It is a kind of managerial perspective of my presentations, and then I'll discuss about findings and conclusion, and then what our study team recommended. Actually, all of the experts here, they know about the different kind of species available in the world, and in Nepal also I actually referenced from the Professor Sharma and et al.'s this very beautiful book, Venomous Snakes of Nepal Photographic Guide. It says that there are 89 species, and some literature there is 79. That is a bit problem in the consistency. Some people say they may be 89, and sometimes 79, but 89 species are available in Nepal, and out of them, the 17 species are venomous, and some references say that maybe clinically important in Nepal are 11 species venomous snakes. So these photographs are also from that photographic guide reference, and the photograph credit goes to the previous speaker, Dr. Uris and Warren as well. And we have commonly, we assume that actually we don't have that kind of surveillance system to know exact what kind of the venomous snake are commonly available in Nepal, or they are clinically important, which are the common one, but from different research and different references, we have this kind of venomous snake available in Nepal. And more than that, I already stated there are 11 species. They are very common in Nepal. If we see the epidemiology, there are it's a whole Nepal. There is no population representative data. There is no such kind of study throughout the country. There is no prevalence study in country. But there are two kind of data we can observe in Nepal. One is estimated. The estimated are also different references, different research. They have different kind of figures. Even this conference and this workshop, we are listening different figures. Some people said there is more than 20,000 birds, annual bites. But frequently I have found there is annual snake bite rate is about 10,000 per year, and death is more than 200. But yesterday I think some of the experts said that there are more than 1,000 deaths per year. But in the health system recording through the health management and information systems in last fiscal year, it is 2017 and 18, the annual snake bite was 5,606, and the venomous snake bites is 794. It is only the facility-based data, so we cannot say what is the prevalence of the snake bites throughout the country. And many people they don't go to the health facility for the treatment. First of all, they go to some traditional healer or community healers. That's why it doesn't represent whole country data. But what we have is this is about 5,000 snake bites recorded in this year, and only the 20 deaths recorded through the health management and information system in our country. Maybe this is very underreported, we can say, yeah, but we don't know exactly. And if we see, it is, I think, in the South Asia, it is common that the high-risk people are the agricultural workers, children, they are the most affected people, and same we can see in our country as well. And then venomous snakes are found in 3 ecological zones. In our country, we have 3 ecological zones: mountain, hills, and dry. Dry is the mostly affected area, but even we can find the snake, venomous snake in the mountain. Regarding the snake anti-venom in Nepal, there is no production. In country, we don't have snake anti-venom production yet. So we have to buy from the other countries. Actually, from India, we are procuring the snake anti-venom, and almost 30,000 vials annually, and it costs around $30,000 US. In 2013 and 14, there was a problem, and there is, I think, there is a movement from animal rights people in India, and there were 7 companies in India, and out of them, 3 companies have been closed because of some issues in the animal right. And at that time, there is turbulence in the supply, and there is shortage of the anti-snake venom supply in 2013, around 16 and 17. But now it is a little bit smooth. But we have to rely on the productions of the India. I think this program was also sponsored, and promoter is a beans company. The beans bioproducts India, we are working from that company. And we procure only the polyvalent antivenom, and the species targeted against the Indian cobra, naja, and then common curate, bungarus, cerulus, and Russell's spivus. Just before, Dr. Cruz has presented one research. It said that this research group didn't find this fourth scale viper in Nepal. Probably, I'm not sure. There are so many experts here. Probably whether this this species is available in Nepal or not, I'm not sure. But this full category of the species are meant, but this polyvalent antivenom is working for this full category of the species. This is one article in the Kathmandu Post. It is July 2023 in 2014, almost 5 years ago, and when there was a turbulence in the supply of the snake antivenom in Nepal, and it said the snake antivenom crisis raises concerns. There was a big problem. So at that time, the policy makers and politicians they were sensitized and what to do to save the people from snake bite. And there was a committee chaired by the Minister of Health and Populations, and there was a steering committee led by Secretary of the Health and Populations. 2 committees were formulated to solve this problem. And from that point of the time, we were thinking about, is it possible? Can snake antivenom be produced in Nepal? This discussion was put forward from that point of time. In this background, the Minister of Health and Population tried to explore whether it is possible to produce snake antivenom in Nepal or not. That's why Minister of Health and Population formulated a team, that was led by me, and in that team there were 7 other members as well. And first we had a visit to the Thailand. Thailand has a very good snake antivenom productions and their country, and we went there and we see the different aspect of the snake antivenom production. And basically what we have observed is there must be 4 institutions, 4 kind of systems, mechanisms to produce this biological product, snake antivenoms. For example, snake farm should be there, and then horse farm, and animal testing, laboratory animal testing, and breeding centers should be there, and pharmaceutical. So all these 4 areas we observe and we discuss with the colleagues there, and then we made some kind of conclusions. And the snake farm is, I think, in Thailand, the snake farm is very popular, and we can see even in YouTube and others, the Harper's TV and others. So this is not only for the productions of the snake antivenom, but for the educational purpose also. The people, they go to this snake farm and see different kind of snakes and recognize that they are venomous snake or non-venomous snake. That is also we can see from that snake farm. And they have in this snake farm basically it is a snake breeding center as well. So it is very well regulated. Environment is very well regulated, and many kind of snakes are there. And for the snake antivenom productions, they extract the venom from this snake farm. And the horse farm is far from the Thailand, and the horse farm is also well established, and there are veterinarian doctors and other staffs to take care of this horse farm. And I think very beautifully they manage that. The animal right is our team observed very well, well taken the animal right issues. For example, if one horse is recruited for the immunizations, and then after 4 years the horse will be retired, and after then the horse will not do any jobs. That means retirement, post-retirement is very good there for the horse as well. And similarly, the animal testings from the immunized horse, extracted the bloodletting, and then they do the plasmapheresis so that the anemia would not happen after the bloodletting, and that is also there. And the animal testing site is also there. The efficacy and potency of the antibody will be tested from the animal testing sites, and the pharmaceutical is to refine and make the product usable for humans. And they have basically 7 category of venomous snake. So we have 11, they have 7. We have more than Thailand. And they have 2 kind of product. One is polyvalent, one is monovalent. And polyvalent 2 kind of products. That is for the neurotoxic and hepatotoxic. And then monovalent for all 7 species of snakes. Okay, our conclusion. Queen Sawa Memorial Institute has long history, almost 93 years of the biological production. So they have a very good experience in the biological productions. And what we observe is biological production is not an easy job. Not like pharmaceutical. We have pharmaceutical productions for the country. About 40% of the demand is fully from our country's productions. But it is not like this. It is a biological protections. That means there should be proper immunizations, immunization to the horse. There should be proper productions of antibodies as well. That is not fairly with our control sometimes, and it is very, very high, high demanding, technically high export is required. And funding sources, basically Thai government is funding for this, and Thai Red Cross, and some of the revenues from the product sale. What we observe is it is not sustained only through the product sale. That is very crucial for the funding aspect. Since I'm at the Ministry of Health Policy and Planning, I should see the resources, how can we allocate the resources and where to allocate the resources. Okay? And it is a completely humanitarian and non-profit model. Most of the time, the pharmaceutical industry is a big profit making as well. But what we observe is it is a humanitarian, it is for the humankind, it is non-profit. And they export some of the products to the neighboring countries like Malaysia as well. And then also produces other vaccines. This is very interesting. The last point is they also produces the vaccines like anti-rabies, and then equine rabies, immunoglobulin, and tetanus vaccines as well. So it shows not only the snake anti-venom, but we can produce other vaccines if we have such kind of setup there. Our recommendations, actually these recommendations with caution, recommended with caution, because our team decided that, the investment is very huge. Actually, we discussed many times with many people, and they said it is not possible if we cannot invest 50 million US dollar. It is a huge investment. But some people have known we can have it even 10 million. We can start from 10 million. Maybe some of the audience, from some of the audience, maybe they are trying to produce the snake antivenom in this country. They say maybe in 10 million we can start. Maybe, but we need very rigorous costing, and it is quite huge investment for the country, and it is non-profitable. That's why probably only the kind-hearted private sector can invest on it. For humankind, for the goodwill making, maybe private sector can invest. Otherwise, we need to source other resources to produce snake antivenom in the country. And this high demanding the technical expertise. This is a biological product. We need so many experts and scientists. That is also main aspect of our recommendations. And production, for example, if we, let's say we assume that 11 species are medically important in Nepal, then we need 11 different kind of monovalent. And if we divide into category, in the polyvalent, is it possible? I am not sure. I am not expert on the pharmaceutical production, but if possible, we divide in two categories: hematotoxic and neurotoxics. Probably we need 13 type of products. That's why another is the legal arrangement. We have not thinking about the snake antivenom production speaker to show probably if we go for the snake antivenom productions, we need to arrange some of the legal aspects. For example, horse immunization. We have horse immunization is allowed in Nepal or not? That should be legalized. We don't have that kind of legal provision till now, as far as I know. And snake farming. Yeah, snakes are wild animals. So there is not such kind of law that we farm the snake. Maybe probably now there is a new law that law can allow to farm the snake. Similarly, laboratory animal testings. This is also a new challenge, legal challenge, that all these aspects should be resolved before starting productions of the snake antivenom in Nepal. It would be a game changer for Nepal as well. These are the challenges, but still it would be a big game changers in the pharmaceutical industry and biological products. Yes, we know we need rabies immunoglobulins, we need tetanus, we need anti-rabies. If from the same setup, if we are able to produce other vaccines also, that would be a game changer for country. That is positive aspect. So this is the recommendations and findings of our team. Thank you so much for your kind attention.